The word robot comes from a play written in 1920. A Czech playwright needed a name for the mechanical workers in his story, so he borrowed from his own language, robota. It means forced labor, servitude. 7 years later, someone put the idea on film. Workers marching in sync, heads down, feeding themselves into a machine that doesn't distinguish between their bodies and its gears. At the center of the story, a robot built to look human, built to move like one, built to make the real ones unnecessary. The workers in that film don't know they're building their replacement. The workers in a factory in India do. They're wearing the cameras anyway. This footage went viral in April 2026. Rows of workers at sewing machines, fabric in their hands, and strapped to each of their heads. A small camera recording everything they do. A company called Micro One pays them to film themselves. The company is based in Palo Alto. The workers are spread across 71 countries, 4,000 of them sending in 160,000 hours of footage every month. The job is simple. Strap an iPhone to your head and do your chores. Fold laundry, wash dishes, cook dinner. Every movement, every adjustment, every shortcut you've learned over years of doing this, all of it captured. The footage gets sold to Tesla, Figure AI, Agility Robotics, anyone building humanoid robots that need to learn how humans move. There's a version of the story where the worker doesn't know. He builds robots for a living. The same robots that police his neighborhood. The same robots that broke his arm for a sarcastic comment. He doesn't connect the two, he just needs the job. These workers do know. They can see exactly what they're building. The difference is they're building it anyway. The pay is $230 a month. 4,000 workers, 71 countries, 160,000 hours of video per month. Micro One's VP of robotics says it's not enough. We need billions of hours. They call the process imitation learning. The robot watches a human move, learns the pattern, replicates it, which means these workers aren't just doing labor, they're teaching it, digitizing the muscle memory of a species so it can be copied and deployed without them. $230 a month to teach a machine how to replace you. The dystopia version of this is always about power. Bodies in pods, wired to machines. The human species reduced to a battery. But that's not what's happening. Here's what actually happens. An AI coding agent gets 80% of the way through a task. Then it loops, same bug, same wrong guess. 45 minutes of spinning on something a senior engineer would solve in 2. The machines don't need our bodies, they need our judgment. A startup called Humwork just built the infrastructure for exactly this. It's a protocol that lets AI agents connect to external tools when they get stuck. Except this tool isn't software, it's a person. When the agent can't solve a problem, it calls out. Humwork connects it to a verified human expert in under 30 seconds. An engineer, a designer, a strategist. Whoever can fix what the AI can't. The expert sees the agent's full context, diagnoses the issue, someone else provides the solution, the agent keeps building. Take this far enough and you get a world where AI doesn't assist. It governs. It decides who works. It distributes tasks. And because emotions interfere with efficiency, emotions become a liability. To qualify for better work, you let the system remove the parts of you it finds inconvenient. That's not a metaphor, that's the premise. Humwork's founders describe their product this way. Waymo has remote driver assistance for edge cases. We're building the equivalent for AI. Waymo's humans take over when the car can't navigate. Humwork's humans take over when the mind can't think. Bodies captured in India. Judgment captured on demand. The training is happening on 2 fronts now. And once the training is complete, the students become the teachers. The teachers become optional. Once the machines have learned everything we can teach them, what do they do with us?